by a couple of days. It's Sunday, the Sunday after Thanksgiving. I'm not sure what the hell the date is. The 28th, I do believe it is, November 28th. And this is the first project for the Haunted Tents 22 season and the first project on the Winter Project series. Semi-quick one. We're revisiting a project from the 2021 season that we didn't get finished, though I did get enough of it finished to use them in the haunt. And that's the courtyard panels. I made up 40 of these 2-foot panels, plus 12 1-foot panels. We got everything with their lights in them, except for 15 panels. I got 15 panels left to do. I got to get lights into them. So that's what we're going to be doing. I got first one up here on the table. And it's like those over in the stack. They're already painted. They've been carved. You know, all I got to do is run wiring. I need to insert 2 LEDs, which I have right there already pre-made. Solder them up to a piece of wire there and just keep doing that and run them up to the end of the board so I can get them hooked up. Once that's all done, I'll come back through with some clear silicone caulking and we'll fill that divot in to help hold them into place. And it also helps to kind of water seal of the bed. Not really a whole heck of a lot to show on this project. I'll give you a clip or two. It's probably going to be a really short vlog, guys. I'm sorry. I know you like those 2-hour-long videos so you can sit and space out and chill and get drunk. So I'm afraid you're not going to get it this time. Okay, people, all 15 panels are done. It's been about a week. Only 15 panels. If I'd had the time free, 5 a day. Should have taken 3 days. I could do usually about 5 a day. Provided I have the time. I've been hopping between other things. So some days I got 2 panels done. Last night I got 6 panels done. Other days I only got 1 done. But anyway, we've got them all wired up, all 15 panels. This is the first one, and then we got the other 14 sitting there. Now our next step is silicone caulking. What I'm doing to help kind of hold the wiring into place, because I'm not expecting the Gorilla Tape to last long sitting out in the weather, though it does hold up for short periods in it. And to help protect the lights a little bit better and hold them into place. I take silicone caulking, and I got a tube open and ready to go here. And I fill the area with silicone caulking. And I'll go down a ways. And then I take a putty knife and squeeze it out, so it's only that area that's filled, not up here on the erased portion. It helps make the caulking go a little bit longer, or further. But I have to do all the grooves on both sides on each panel. It's fairly quick, fairly simple, fairly easy. Where the time comes in on this is drying. Since it's going to be a fairly thick, big area that I'm doing, the panels take a couple of days to dry, which means they'll be sitting out spaced around the basement here until they're dry. I can't stack them while they're wet or they stick together. So that takes takes the most amount of time with this. As to the caulking, I'm using Dynaflex 230. It's a clear silicone caulking. When you first put it on, it comes out white, and then when it's dry, it's clear, so you can actually see the wiring and stuff in there. I kind of like that idea in case of a short or anything. I'll be able to see where it's at instead of having to rip it all out to, to find it. When I did the chain hall, that set of panels, that's the one that has the red LEDs embedded in it. I used a kitchen and bath caulk, meant to go around tubs, showers, sinks, that sort of thing. And it worked well for probably about 5 months. But I'm noticing, because these panels sit out in the weather and everything, the caulking is starting to fail. Those panels need to be cleaned up, re-caulked. A few of them need some maintenance on them, and I'll do that at a later date. I'm not doing any more wall panels for a while. I'm getting tired of wall panels. But this stuff here, on the other hand, clear, and it being a more of a silicone, it adheres to the foam a lot better. And the other advantage is that it's clear. But now I've got to get this done, because we have more maintenance projects to do. I can't do until I get these done. So sit tight. Well, it's been 4 days, and the caulking is for the most part dried out. Some of the areas in here, in the bigger areas, still slightly cloudy. Probably take another day or two to get it all the way clear. But it is done enough. Now I can get these outside and get them put away, which is my next step. Now, over the past 4 days, while those were drying, I have not been idle. Last night, what is that? I think it's the 7th of December. 6th of December, 7th of December. Last night, I got part 2 of the scare cam video finished, and it's uploaded, so it's there. And by the time you see this video, you probably know that. So, but I got that done. It took a while to get the second half done. But anyway, with that, all the footage for the 2021 season is now complete and in the can. So everything you're going to see from now on is going to be for 2022, for next year's haunt. But video footage I got done. I also went through and got my caddy here cleaned up. This has a lot of my tools, meters, and what have you in it for doing electronics. The drawers here have various parts. The first 2 are resistors. And last year when I was doing some LEDs and stuff, I realized I had misordered the wrong resistors on a couple of the stacks. I use a 1/4 watt resistor for the LEDs, and I had ordered some 1/2 watts. Thought I had them separated out. Apparently they weren't. They were mixed in with the 1/4 watts. So I ended up going through and throwing out about half of the LEDs, or not LEDs, but resistors that I had. And I ordered a bunch more. They came in. So it took me a day to go through 2 trays and get all the new resistors and stuff put in. So I got that done. The other project I worked on was part haunt, part house. We had 2 lamps up in our living room, the lights down here on my workbench, and the lights out in my shop all needed replacing. So I went down and bought supplies for doing that. And over a couple of days, while I was working with the resistors, I went in and put in new lights. And I don't know if you can tell versus the earlier footage, but it is way brighter down here. And these are a new light. These are not a fluorescent tube. They're an LED light. At least the ones down here are. And I was hesitant about them. I wasn't sure, how bright they'd be. And they're actually brighter than the fluorescent lights that I had down here. Now out in the shop, and you'll see that here in a little bit, because we're going to be heading outside here in a bit, I put in fluorescent tubes. And they're really, really bright as well. Both the lights... Actually, the lights I had down here were the oldest. They were about 15 years old. They're old fluorescent tubes, so they were ready for replacement. The ones out in the shop were 13 or 14 years old. So they've been up there. They've been well used. A lot of hours on them. They needed replacing, so I got that done. Now, we're going to be moving outside. I got to get these put away, and I'll show you our next little maintenance project that we're going to be doing. And I am sorry, there's not a lot of new prop building going on in this vlog. This vlog is going to be basically a maintenance vlog. So it's going to be a little shot of this, a little shot of that, and that's going to be about it. And I should have said that at the beginning of the vlog, and I probably didn't. I haven't watched the footage, so... but anyway, let's get outside. We got to get these put away. I've still got some haunt stuff out back that need to be put away. and we'll go from there. Okay, we made it outside. And the dump is complete. Everything's put away where it's supposed to belong, except for the arches. The arches need to be slid down here. They lean against the pile. That way I can get into the shed when I need to get in the shed. And I won't need into the shed until the spring, so they can just stay right there. I do also have pond framing from the blacklight room and the clown. I need to sort through. It gets stacked up over there. I will do that after I get this taken care of. This is my next project. These are a bunch of my 1-foot partitions. And as you can see there, this is all the different broken ones and what have you that need to be maintenance and fixed, and I gotta get them into the shop and do that. I've got these, as well as over by the wall over there, a bunch of 2-foot. They all need to be maintenance and fixed. A lot of them are just ones that I've had for years, you know, and the wood's just finally given away on them. So what I'm going to end up doing is the wife and I went down to Home Depot last week, and I picked up 40 2x2s to act as replacement parts for the partition walls over there and out there, as well as some 1x12, which is for another project I'll run you through at a later date. But we got to start getting all this stuff into the shop and getting busy on it. It's probably going to be about 2, maybe 3-day project, because I am kind of limited on what I can do in the shop due to the Christmas decorations. And speaking of the shop, I need to clean it up a little bit. I've been working on a mystery project. One, new lights, so it's a lot brighter in here. The 2x2s, which is what I'm going to do first, I have to bring in and cut to length. And then I got to get the welding table and stuff put away. But anyway, I'm going to get cleaned up in here a little bit, get set up. And we're going to start bringing 2x2s in and getting them cut. And then see where we go from there. Okay, we're set up and working on repairing the partition walls. First step in this is getting them cut to length. All the 2x2s I bought are 8 foot long. Measurement I need for the height of the partition walls is 6 foot 11 3/4, a 1/4 inch under 7 foot. Where did I come up with that measurement? Off our big 20x20 tent. From the bottom of the leg up to where it attaches to the crossbar on the tent is 6 foot 11 3/4. So all my partition walls are that height, so they will fit underneath the lip of that tent. Now I could have just done 8 foot walls and done some specialty panels to go around the lip of that tent. That opens up kind of Pandora's box. If I do that, and when I have in the past, my first set I did that with, one, you have to keep them separated when you're putting them away, so you can get the ones out that you need when you need them. 2, when I started doing the skins, the big tent always houses a water room, but I always move a different display in there with it. It usually covers 2 displays. And all my skin panels are the exact same height as my partition panels. If I have a display 1 year that's out on the driveway, and I do the skins for 8 foot tall, which is what the partitions would be, and then the next year I thought I'm going to put it into the water room, I'd have to cut the skin panels down, you know, to fit underneath the big tent, along with the partitions that go in underneath that big tent. And then the next year, if it got moved out, back out onto the driveway or somewhere else on the grass away from the big tent, all my skin panels would be too short. It's just better to have everything uniform. So I do 6 foot 11 3/4. Now, what I ended up doing is I got 3 cut already. I went and measured from that end up to the blade, 6 foot 11 3/4. And then I put a stop block in here. You know, so when I put the wood in, all I gotta do is just butt it up right against that, and it will cut everything at that same length every time. Speeds it up, so you're not having to measure each and every time. So that's first stage, getting the outside rails cut. Okay, now that we've got everything cut, I'm in here laying out for my cross members. Reason why I'm laying out for the cross members is I need to pre-drill the holes. In each piece, I need to drill a hole across the middle and on both ends. Now, a lot of the reasons why some of the 2-foots fell apart on me was originally I never pre-drilled. I just, put the screw through. When it does that, it slowly splits the wood down here on the ends, and before long it becomes a fissure and then things start failing. If you pre-drill, you don't have that problem. I learned that later on. So now I pre-drill everything. So now I got to go through all 40 pieces and get all the holes pre-drilled in them. And right now I have 15 up on the table. They're marked. I'll get them drilled, set them off the side, put up another 15. Do the same thing, just keep going until they're all drilled. Well, 1-foot panels are done. Ended up, in the stack I had there ended up being 10 of them. Some of them were pretty bad. Most of it was this outside piece, like that one there, it's got a sliver in it. Eventually it's going to end up splitting and breaking. That is a brand new piece. I went ahead and put it on. But it was either outside piece or a cross piece. Some of them needed all 3 of them replaced. But most of them were just like 1 or 2. But anyway, 1-foots are done. Now, the 1-foots are done and they're pretty much put away. I need to get over here with these here. These are the 2-foots. And again, some of them need an outside rail. Like this one needs an outside rail, runs all the way up, and also needs a cross piece. So I'm going to need to get into the shop and go through it. And I'll drag them in 4 or 5 at a time. And repeat the same process with these as I did with those. Well, the shop's cleaned up. That means this project is done. Got the 1-foots done. I showed you that in an earlier clip. Here's the last of the 2-foot panels. The last 3 I did were so bad, I just threw them in the garbage, made up 3 new panels, which is what's here on top. Most of the others, like this next one down here, I had to add a new side piece and a new bottom piece, but the other side rail, the middle one and the top portion were okay. The one under that, it was just the end bar that was foobarred. But they're all put back together. I can get them back over into the piles on the side of the house over there, and the project's done. So, now on to the next thing. You'll either see that footage next, and we'll add it to this vlog, or we'll just bring things to a close right now and say, stay spooky, stay toxic, and you will see the next 2 things in the next vlog. So, stay spooky, stay toxic.